Hey guys, Bubblegoat here. I've been playing a lot of Lethal Company recently, and I decided I was going to make a video on a little bug I discovered that has greatly enhanced my enjoyment of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets patched, if it ever gets popular or more noticed, which I'm assuming it will be, because this game is blowing up really hard right now. But I wanted to show it off because it's been very helpful for my extremely high quota runs, and I figured it would be cool to see. So to start off, right now I'm on a new file. We've got our 130 quota with a deadline of 3 days, and you can see that everything's in the default layout. Now, just for the sake of example, I'm going to put everything away here. I'm going to put everything into my standard loadout. So I like to put the cupboard over here. I like to put the light switch on this wall. And I like to move the terminal so that it's like this, against the wall, just like that. Now, it's not perfect, but whatever. So we've got a profit quota of 130 to meet. I am alone right now. I'm in a solo lobby. In order to show off this this little bug that I found, I'm going to do a solo run real quick, and I'm going to pick up some scrap. Alright, we're back. I'm using the ship loot mod in order to see how much total loot I have on board, and as you can see, we have 427 scrap, as indicated by the little indicator underneath our scrap reader. And our quota is still 130. We're on deadline day, so let's head to the company and sell our scrap. Now, the bug that I'm about to show you is absolutely incredible and extremely good for high quota runs. And the reason for this is because it allows you to start with an extremely high amount of scrap on board your ship, which is super helpful for later runs. It does require setup, but it is extremely useful, and I'll show you why right now. So right now we have 427 value on board the ship. I'm going to sell as close to 130 as I can, so I'm going to take some of these small items. 77, let's take the engine, see if that balances it out. That's 99. So let's see if we can't sell these bottles instead. That's 123, so we just need one more cheap item. Oh, might be picking up some other items here. 138, good enough for me. So now we are going to take this loot and sell it for our quota. So now you can see we've just sold around 138 scrap. So on board the ship we have 289. So we've met our quota, gone over it by 8, which means we are safe to take off. So of course, this is the base gameplay loop. You complete the quota and then we have a new quota, 236. You can see that we have a deadline of 0 days now, and we have a quota of 236. On board the ship, we have 289 scrap. Now, this is enough to meet our quota, but it's not very sustainable, because if we land and we sell our scrap, then we're going to only have around like 50 scrap left over. Like 236, we sell 289, we've only got like 50 scrap left. That's not good. And that's not sustainable. Now, on a very high scrap run, we'd be in a very similar situation where we have to sell most of our stockpile in order to meet the quota. It's just not possible to keep going. So instead of sacrificing the run, instead of selling something that we know is unsustainable, what we do instead is, and this is going to sound crazy, we get ourselves fired. So you can see I've got the ship's horn here, and that's our example of a ship upgrade on board the ship. And we have 289 scrap. Now, instead of going to the company building at our 0-day deadline and giving up 236 scrap of our 289, we are going to get fired. So you can see here it gives us a warning. It says, halt, you have 0 days left to meet the quota. Use the terminal to route to the company and sell. The reason it says that is because if we go on a mission to an actual moon and then leave, we will get fired instantly because we didn't stop at the company building to meet our quota. So what I'm going to do here is get us fired intentionally, and this is how you pull off the bug. What you're going to do is once you get fired, you're going to wait until you see that blue screen with the plus signs all over with the sort of grid pattern, and you're going to listen for the music that plays to cut out, to briefly, abruptly stop. And when that happens, you are going to exit your save. Pay very close attention to my timing, and you will see how this bug is executed. So we're going to start the ship, get fired, and then make sure you quit when the music cuts out. You'll hear there's like a very shrill sound that plays as you're being shot into space, and it plays in the "you're fired" screen. When that sound cuts out, that's when you quit your game. No sooner, or else it won't work. So as you can see, 289 scrap on board, 236 quota, and we have the ship's horn. Now let's get fired.
As you have not met the profit quota, your performance has been deemed below standard. Welcome to our disciplinary process.
And right here, you can hear it just cut out. We quit. Now what we do is we host. And we can see here, you should see, if it's done correctly, you should see that you have 60 scrap in your ship. And the amount of days should not be 0. It should be however many days you've been into your run. And the amount of scrap you have should be 60. So now we're going to start again. And as you can see, we have 130 quota. And all of our scrap. We have 289 scrap on board the ship. All of our ship upgrades and furniture has been reset. And we are at 130 quota with 3 days. This will work. This trick, this exploit, this little bug that I've found will work up to the savable amount of items. Now, in case you don't know what that means, Lethal Company only allows you to save 45 items on your ship. I believe that it extends to scrap items. I don't know if it differentiates between tools, but just to be safe, I'm going to say that it does. That's the bug. Do with this what you will. If you haven't heard of it before, when you're close to getting fired, when you know you're going to have to sell way more than you can make, just reset your lobby to 130 and you can keep thousands of credits worth of scrap on board your ship for what I essentially call New Game Plus. I like to call this quota stacking or New Game Plus. Call it what you will, do with it what you will, knock yourself out with it. Do remember it does reset all your ship upgrades, and I believe your tools, I haven't done extensive testing, but I believe that if tools are counted as items, it might kick some of those off the ship. But either way, knock yourselves out with this.